what's going on? Sailor King back on another YouTube video. And as you can see on the screen, I'm on my 80 everything build, Mr. 80, the most iconic build in the game right now. A lot of y'all people wanted to see my animations, my SIGs, and the reason behind the build, also how I made the build, the inspiration behind it and everything. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. Stay tuned. Alright y'all, so let's go through my animations. Let's start with the jumper since that's at the top. The jumper I was able to come up with: Scotty Pippen lower base, Sadiq Bey upper release 1, Baluba upper release 2. I put it on push, but I read them shoot everything. Max speed and 50-50 blending. This jumper is very clean, very good. People in my stream said they put this jumper on and they dropped like 50 points the next game. Like the jumper's butter like that. So if you need a jumper for a build with a lower 3-point or midi rating, this one's definitely for you. You gotta be at least 6'5", under 6'10", with the 80 midi or 83. This jumper is just perfect. It's easy to time. It's just perfect. Alright, next let's go through my dunks. Let's go through the dunks. I got quick drop off 1. I got the regular NBA standing dunks right here, and then I got Giannis Antetokounmpo signature dunk. These sometimes change, but this is what I've been rocking for like the past couple days. Okay, let's keep going through the animations. One of my go-to moves is the Bryce Sensible go-to shot. So if you watch any of the videos that I've posted about this build, or you've been in any stream, this is the go-to shot that I've been using. I always use Pro 2, dribble pull-up, spin, jumper, pro, hop jumper, Anthony Edwards. The reason I use Anthony Edwards, it reminds me a lot of Zach LaVine's when you do it to the left. So that's why I went Anthony Edwards. The layup, Ben Simmons has a great layup package. That little left hand scoop layup when you go to the left, I love that. And here's the rest of the layups. Let's keep going down. I'm using Pro 2 post fade. Before I was using Jason Tatum, but now I'm using Pro 2. I like Pro 2 better. Post up Joel Embiid, of course. Hop shot is Kobe, go-to shot Hakeem, and motion style Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is a very good motion style for any build with like an 80 speed, 80 agility. You know, it's very good. Continuing, we're going to go up to the playmaking. I need to put a passing style on this player, so for now I'm going to put Paulo Banchero. But I was running stage and with no passing style, and my passes were actually good. So yeah, I'm not sure. But dribble style Zach LaVine, signature size up Paul George, Kate Cunningham breakdown, Paul George escape, Jason Tatum combo, Lonzo Ball cross, DeMar DeRozan behind the back, Tyrese Halliburton spin, hesitation, Jason Tatum pro step back, Kobe Bryant triple threat. So that really concludes all my animations. I haven't changed any of my animations when it comes to dribbling ever since I made the build day 1, pretty much. So I've been rocking these same animations. I made this build about last week, at this time last week, so it's been a week since I've been on the build. Alright, look, so now I'm going to show y'all my badges. A lot of people want to see what my badges and what I use for my +2s and +1s. Here's my badge screen. I'm going to walk through why I think these badges are pretty decent. So I have shooting specialization already maxed out, so that's what I did on the build, so I can get shifty shooter on gold, because I take a lot of fading shots on the ones court, of course, or really on any court. Shifty shooter is just a really good badge to have, and of course set shot specialist. You need that to hit all your standstill shots, so I put both of those on gold. For my takeover surge, I put post fade phenom. It's just a very good badge to have. I don't do a lot of post fades, but if I decide to do some, it's very good bailout. You need all the bugs you can get on this build. For the moment I have glove on gold, I get a lot of steals with this build, so that's really why I put glove on gold. So we're going up, we got on-ball menace and pogo stick. Pogo stick helps because I like to jump at contests, and sometimes if I jump and they don't actually shoot it, I still have a chance with the pogo stick to get a contest if I'm in the paint or like, you know, standing wherever on the court. On-ball menace, silver. I mean, I just tried to do all the defensive badges I could. For my +2s, now I did handles for days because look, I play 1v1, I play point guard with this build. I need to be able to dribble. So handles for days on gold is definitely an upgrade from bronze, and it helps a lot. Now, high flyer denier on Hall of Fame is very good. I need all the stops I can get when I play on this build, because it's very hard to just score every time with the build over and over again, you know, getting used to the build. But now I'm playing games where opponents don't even get the ball. But in case the opponent does get the ball, you need to be able to play defense. That's why I got glove. That's why I got high fly denier. Challenger on silver, I have a 7-foot wingspan, so I get a lot of contests anyway. I got an 80 block, of course, so block definitely helps with contests. So putting the Challenger up to silver definitely helps. And then Movable Enforcer on gold, or on silver, I'm sorry. This badge is very good for getting bumps. I get a lot of bumps on this build when I'm playing defense. I can really box people on this build. Like, the body type is good, the frame is good, the weight and everything with the badges just is very helpful. Like, I get a lot of stuff on this build. And then just going through most of the other badges on the game, they're mostly bronze and silver. The only two badges I don't get are Limitless Range and Mini Marksman, I'm pretty sure. So I get every other badge in the game, so I can really mix and match what I want to do with the build. And that's why this is what makes the build so versatile. I can literally put on any badge, I can put on any playstyle, and just do what I want. It's freedom. I'm free to do anything in the game with this build. If I want to shoot threes and be a spot up and play lockdown defense, I can do that. I've been on a 10K with this build and played lockdown defense and like in the comp stage with this build. I played once with this build. I went to the park on this build, 2s, 3s. The only thing I haven't done yet is 5s, but I'll get some 5s games played soon. But yeah, I just love this build because there's so much I can do. I can do anything in the game. But now let's go back. Let's go into builder. Let's talk more about the build. Okay, so when I was making the build, I decided to go power forward, 6'7", 210 pounds with a 7-foot wingspan. If I were to do it again, I would probably put the wingspan up to 7'1" instead of 7 foot because there's no difference. If I'm going 80 everything, I probably just had the max wingspan. But I had 7-foot wingspan, and this was everything. So everything was an 80. The reason I went 6'7" is because my other builds are already 6'7", and I played good defense on those builds. So I didn't want to change the height or anything. I didn't want to change it since I already felt fast on the 6'7" build. So I kept everything, 6'7" pretty much. Everything's an 80. The only thing I couldn't do as an 80 is the offensive defensive rebound. But I will show you my cap breaker screen and, tell you why, it still works. And these were my NBA comparisons: Scotty Barnes, Bam Adebayo, and Sharif right here. This build, let's see, the only thing it says for weaknesses is the offensive rebound, but let me show y'all what I did with the rebounding. All right, y'all, look, so when we go to my cap breaker screen right here, I was able to use about 7 cap breakers to get a 78 offense and a 77 defense. So this gives you bronze rebound chaser, and me having an 80 vert with a long wingspan and like a good body frame, I can box people out, I can box centers out and get rebounds. And I can fly in to snag rebounds. And if I wanted to, I could put a +1 or a +2 to my rebound chaser and put it to gold or silver. So this build is just very versatile. Now, Mr. 80 is Mr. 80 for a reason. If I use any more cap breakers on anything, the stats are going to be above an 80 flat. So, for example, if I put a cap breaker to my mid range, it's going to go up to 82. The point of the build is to be Mr. 80. So the point is to not be above an 80 stat on anything. Everything's 80 overall. And that's the challenge of the build. The reason I made this build is because playing on a typical build is just too easy. It's too easy for me. Like, I'm not trying to be cocky, it's just too easy. I win almost all my games 95 win% with my main builds, So I made this build for a challenge and to show y'all that, like, even having low stats, even if your build's not the best, you can still win games in the stage or just anywhere on 2K. So don't ever delete a build, think a build's trash. You can always make it work. You just gotta learn how to make it work. So as you can see, now we're in the my court. I'm gonna walk through on some moves I be doing, and that's gonna be it pretty much. So my first move I'm gonna show y'all is the Brian Sensabaugh go-to shot, or my bad, Bryce Sensabaugh go-to shot. So all you do is hold R2, hold your right stick up, and it'll give you this go-to shot. This go-to shot gives you a lot of ankle breakers. That's why it's very good. A lot of ankle breakers. You can do it, you can cancel it and do it again. You don't have to go through the whole animation. You can do this and then run out of it, or you can do this and then run out of it. You can also sometimes do this and then step back. It's a lot of things you can do with the go-to shot, but it's just very good for ankle breakers and just a good breakdown go-to shot move you can do to start the game. So next, let me show you the Andrew Wiggins go-to shot. I said this earlier, it's kind of like Zach LaVine in my opinion, so that's why I went with it. And you just hold R2, hold your right stick to the right, and that's all you do. And it kind of looks like Zach LaVine. I also do it to the right sometimes, so you get that animation, you do it to the right, and it's pretty much it. I do a lot of Kobe Bryant triple threats out the triple threat right here. So you just flick your right stick diagonal left is what I'm doing, or if you have your pivot foot in the other hand, you can do it diagonal to the right, but diagonal to the left, and then I can spin off of it by doing counterclockwise. I do Alonso crossover, and that's like a move that I do as well. So these moves are pretty much the same moves I do in my main build, or I try to replicate it. I get a lot of the same SIGs, so that's good. It's just some of the SIGs that I used to have in my other build were SIGs that that are really good for meta builds. But other than that, there's not much more I can tell you about the build. It's MR.80. My goal on this build is to go on a 30 game win streak or more. My highest is 19 right now. So eventually we're gonna hit that 30 mark, and then I'm gonna make the new build to challenge myself. As you can see, I'm not just a random player. I'm actually top 10 in the ante up. If you guys don't know, your first time watching me, I'm a top 10 player in the ante up, and I've been using this as my main build for like the past week or so since I made the build last week. So this has been my main build. I'm still top 10. So I'm not just here telling y'all, I'm not here telling y'all gotta make this build or anything, but I'm just telling you this build is a great option. If I can be a top 10 player in the ante up with this build and stay in my top 10 position, that tells you that I'm winning games with this build. And I don't even play the stage every day. So when I really get on and play with this build, I usually win games. But other than that, y'all, that's all I got for this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on TikTok, on Twitch. We're usually live on both TikTok and Twitch. Recommend this video to your friends, and that's all I got. Peace out.